didn't even get to bronze.
Hello and welcome. My name is Miss Multiconsole and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. This is Heavensward and this is an event preview. So I've just got into this game, it's really good, and I've just found out that there is a Christmas event, so that's what we're going to have a little go at today. I've literally just found out from the guild that Santa Claus actually came onto the game yesterday and he was giving out free items and I missed it, but they did say that Santa would be back tomorrow, so I'm going to try and catch him, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but I will try my best. It would be really cool just to see him. Even if I didn't even get any items, it would be cool just to actually make a video of it. Anyway, I'm going to go and accept the quest for the Christmas event. Looks really nice, all in Eorzea. There's like snowmen, little Christmas presents, and it looks all Christmassy and nice. So this is the quest, for whom the Starlight bell tolls. And there's some reindeer fashion equipment, which I can't wait to get. So I'm going to go through and just read out all the dialogue for you guys and hopefully get these items. Lovely to meet you. The name's Collies. I'm a reporter for the Harbour Herald. Limsa Leminsa, I'm not sure if I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Premier Gazette. And let me tell you, no one is excited as I am that the season for the Starlight celebration has rolled around again. Again? So they must have had this before. Wow, I obviously wasn't playing then. I don't know if you've heard, but my sources in the Adventurers Guild tell me that the Starlight Celebrant is planning an event that will resurrect a long-lost Starlight tradition. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Sure does. I'd hoped to put together a special edition on the event, only it seems there's been some kind of problem, and all the little helpers I've tried to interview have given me the vaguest of responses. You're in good standing with the Adventurers Guild, aren't you? Fancy helping a reporter share the word on the happiest time of the year? Why not? I need you to speak with, oh my god, I don't know how to say that name, Bayenfield? I hope that's right. He's this year's celebrant, and convince him to respond to my questions with definitive answers. You'll find him at the Aft Castle, making preparations for the festivities. Please, adventurer, I'll be ever so grateful. Sure thing, man. Right, so I need to speak to this dude at the Drowning Wench. Okay, here we are. It's this dude here in a nice Christmassy outfit. This ain't going well at all. Need a word with me, do ya? I know the lass you speak of. Me bosses in the Adventurers Guild told me a Harbour Herald reporter'd be around, and that I was to answer all her questions. Seems she means to write up some special piece on the Starlight celebration. I'd love to help her, I truly would. The event we're planning could use the publicity, but unless we sort out the bleeding snag we've hit, there might not be any kind of event to write about. Here, you look like a capable lass. We could surely use another hand with the preparations, and there'd be a reward in it for you. Are you in? Of course I'm in. I expect you already know the tale behind the festival, aye? Ishgardian soldiers lending their red jackets to wee freezing orphans, and all that. Wow, there's another part to the story, what don't get told as often. Afore the soldiers would set off to round up the younglings, they would always play a special melody on their signal bells. The sound o' them bells, echoing through the frigid night air, said to bring the biggest bloody smiles to them orphans, and even a few hard-bitten veterans as well, I'd wager. It's a damn shame then that particular tradition weren't adopted into the celebration along with the crimson coats. Ever since the calamity made a bloody mess of Eorzea, we've been doing our best to put the place to rights, but the Garleans and the Beastries ain't making it easy for us, and the unending flow of refugees don't help matters neither. And when all the grown-ups do is frown and grumble, it creates an atmosphere of despair for the little ones. How often do you see the younglings truly smiling these days, Ah. That's why the Adventurers Guild decided to do something special this year. It's time we resurrected an old custom to ring in the celebration and put some big bloody smiles back on folks' faces. The Temple Knights of Ishgard were only too happy to dig up their old signal bells from where they were rusting in some musty storehouse and then ship them here for the festival. No matter how much we cleaned and oiled the main bell though, we couldn't get the damn thing to ding, let alone dong. I don't know why I found that funny. The guild coffers were all but emptied for this event, and the admiral's gone and invited a bunch of high and mighty dignitaries to attend the opening ceremony. We can't afford to fail. You'll see this through to the end though, won't you? Get that bell to ring, and I promise I'll talk that bloody reporter's ears off on any subject she cares to name. First, you'll need to head to Uldar, track down Hervey, he's the guild's top goldsmith, and see how things are coming along with the bell repairs. Righty ho, so to Hervey in Uldar, I can just teleport there. Uldar, Steps of the Nowd, here we come. This dude here in the Christmas outfit. You're Miss Multi, uh-huh. So is that supposed to impress me or... Oh, you must be the lass Bayan Failed mentioned. Well, your timing couldn't be better. That name is so hard to say. I just removed the bell's clapper, you see, and was surprised at how light it was. When I took a closer look, I realised that its middle had been eaten away by rust, which explains why no amount of adjusting or oiling could give the bell any satisfying clang. Uh-oh, it's broken. The problem is, I haven't the slightest idea of how to forge a new one. That's a job for a smithy, not a goldsmith. I suppose we'll just have to ask around and see what we can find. Do you know anyone who can craft an iron clapper? Get your hands on one and I'll tell... Oh, this dude's name. to dig a bit deeper for your rewards. Meanwhile, I'll try my luck with one of the local merchants. Such awkward names. Sorry about this, guys. I just can't say that name. Luckily, I have actually got somebody who is willing to give me one of these clappers. Apparently they're really expensive, but this kind person here from my free company has said that they're going to give me the item, so thank you very much for giving me the item. It's an iron clapper, it's what I need for the quest. I probably wouldn't have been able to afford one since I'm like brand new to the game. If you're watching this video, thank you again. So I just write thank you to them. Okay, now I can speak to this dude and we can get our reindeer fashion equipment. Yay! None of my usual merchant contacts seem to deal in bell parts. I wonder if it's too late to commission a blacksmith. Well, I'm no blacksmith, that's for sure. You've brought me a clapper, but where did you... Never mind, let's attach it to the signal bell right away. Well, it certainly sounds like a bell now, doesn't it? It's just that this melody is rather... Could I be reading the music wrong? I don't know anything about music. I really like all these Christmas outfits. You there, what was that song you were playing on that bell? Well, well, if it isn't one of the saints' little helpers. That was a tune we were taught by the Knights of Ishgard. We're attempting to reenact an old tradition of this year's Starlight celebration, you see. This was once a signal bell for the Ishgardian barracks, and we've only just restored it to working order. As you may have noticed, however, the melody isn't quite festive enough. Let me ask you a question, lads. What exactly are you ringing this bell for? Why, to make this year's Starlight celebration a resounding success, of course. The Adventurers Guild has spent a veritable fortune on festival preparations, and failure is simply unacceptable. I knew it. And what is the Starlight celebration supposed to be for then, Is it for the prestige of the bloody Adventurers Guild, or is it for the happiness of younglings all across Eorzea? That is to say... Now, I'm barely half an artisan myself, but even I can see that you've done a nice job of restoring an old signal bell to its original state, but maybe you've let yourself get carried away by your desire to resurrect the past. Over the years, the Starlight celebration has grown into a festival with the sole purpose of bringing joy to the children. Maybe this bell ringing custom of yours needs some adjustment as well, to match the era into which it's being reborn. You're absolutely right. Somewhere along the way, we lost sight of the true meaning of the celebration. The spectacle became more important than the happiness it was intended to create. But that ends right here. We'll turn this prideful mess into the joyous festival it was meant to be. Somehow. A little help, little helper? Ah, you silly oaf. Must I do all the thinking for you? All you need is to take that tired old melody and add a little magic. Make of it a spell what enchants the ears and brings a smile to a youngling's face. Oops, I accidentally clicked X too fast there, but it said, you there, lend this dolt a hand if he needs one. Adds a little magic to the melody, I think I understand, but we'll need someone as can make it more festive without completely overshadowing the original tune. And I know just the man to do it. Kahunot's the composer for a famous orchestra, and they're in Gridania now for the celebrations. Take the bell and the sheet music to him and see if he's willing to come up with a new arrangement for the song. I'll head back to that dude's name again. I don't know how to say it, sorry. And we'll figure out how to include more younglings in the audience. Contacting all the orphanages in the realm and inviting them to Limsa Luminsa for the performance should make for a good start. To hell's with the budget. Oakley dokley, Gridania is our next destination. Let's go there now. Okay, here's the guy we need to speak to. And you would have me rearrange this into a less dreary melody. Very well, anything for the children. I am afraid, however, that the signal bell is not a particularly versatile instrument. There is little even the great Kahunot can achieve with such a limited musical scale. I overheard your little dilemma, and it just so happens that I have a small skill with goldsmithing. If it is extra notes you need, then it is extra notes you shall have. Oh, okay. It's hammer time! Crafting miracles is the Manda Starlight way. I think he's singing, but I'm not even going to attempt to sing. A masterpiece to brighten your starlight day. It's kind of rhyming too. I don't want to make a fool of myself. See how it shines, see how it glimmers, and if it doesn't produce the sweetest of sounds, then I shall eat my starlight hat. But he's not wearing a hat. Where is his hat? I call a bluff. The richness of the timbre is inexplicable. Its ringing reverberations will enthrall both adults and younglings alike. It's an old bell to be sure, but the restoration work was impeccable. The new clapper, that was your doing? It certainly made my task far simpler than I anticipated. Well, I'm glad that this humble wandering pilgrim could be of service. Mayhap we shall meet again some day. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! I shall begin work on the new arrangement immediately. The saint's genius has called to my own. Does that make sense to you? The language in this game is really strange. It's really quite old-fashioned. And it is done. Pray convey these masterpieces, both the reworked bell and my starlight melody, to your colleagues in Limsa Lomensia. Your audience shall be enchanted, I assure you. I hope so. An acceptable result, but not enough flair for my taste. Time to dust off the link pal and make some calls. I've played Final Fantasy XI, so I kind of know what link pals are. It used to be like a place where you used to speak to each other. It's kind of basically a guild. So yeah, I'm guessing it's just kind of like telephoning someone. Okay, so we need to go and talk to the guy with the awkward name again. He's right here, talking to a shopkeeper. Miss, Hervey told me everything what happened, and I decided to do some extra shopping for the festival while I was waiting for you to get back. He talks funny, it's making me do an accent a little bit. There you go, here's your bell. He's got big hands. Ah, so this is the new improved bell, and a newly arranged melody to boot. You've been more help than I deserved, all things considered. Hervey's tale opened me eyes to what proud clods we've been. I've already been in contact with the Admiral about cancelling that overblown opening ceremony, and she took me explanation with good grace. It's time we started thinking with our hearts and not our bleeding coin purses. We'll throw the best damn Starlight celebration these little ones have ever seen. Thanks to you, we've got the bell and the song sorted. Now we just need to do something about that boring old metal frame. That's actually what brought me here to the markets. I was looking to decorate the bell frame and make it a proper part of the festivities. But I'm afraid I've less sense for choosing decorations than a blind Sahagin, something like that. I know what it is, it's like a fish person. And now I understand why our assistance was required. If our task is to put smiles on little faces, then they shall be the widest smiles they can possibly be. But you're all guildmasters, ain't ya? Oh ho ho ho! Surely you jest, good sir. We are merely the saints' little helpers, wandering the land in search of good deeds to perform. It were the saint himself what set us on this task, though. Seems you could use a hand with some decorating, eh? Fortunately, we all have a certain amount of experience with such things. You just leave it to us. What in the seven hells just happened? You know, I sent Harvey off on a shopping errand of his own. You don't suppose them little helpers will track him down as well, will they? Let's go check on him, the poor unsuspecting bugger. God, this is long. There are so many cutscenes on this. I didn't actually think it would be this long. Okay, through these doors, and he is just in here. There he is, Hervey. Bah! I thought this would be the perfect place to pick up something exotic and interesting for the decorations. But there's naught to be found. Miss, what are you doing here? Leave it to an expert in procuring rare ingredients, lad. I've already spoken with the Arbour Master and secured a box of wonders from the distant shores. More guild masters, you're all in on it. I think this is supposed to be comical. Guildmasters, where? I see only little helpers. You'll not find much when your objective is so hazy. Narrow your focus and consider what it is the client truly desires. It would be best if you entrust that bell to us, child. Fear not, we'll take care of everything. Off they go. My character looks absolutely tiny compared to those two. Am I dreaming, or was our final task just taken over by the master artisans of 3 different city-states? I've got to see this for myself. Quick, back to the aft castle. Okay, we need to examine the Starlight Bell, so I guess they've done it already. That was really quick, so we'll just head over there now. Ah, look how pretty it is here. Here's the little bell, just click on it. And it says wait. It's got to wait like 1 second. By the gods, it's beautiful. It were amazing. A gang of little helpers came rushing in like the wind and done them bells up pretty before I could even blink. I ain't ever seen nothing like it. I should have expected naught less from the the saints' little helpers. I'll be sure to thank them all. What say ye, miss? Shall we ring in the celebration? Let's light up the faces of every child from here to the harbour. Let's do it. Let's ring the bells. They look really nice, actually. It's the Final Fantasy tune, I think. It's important to preserve the past, but it's the culture and customs that grow and thrive with the passage of time that are truly history's treasures. That's what sings to people's hearts. Ho ho ho! I'm sure the Ishgardians who began this tradition of giving would be pleased with the joy the Starlight celebration continues to bring. Give me my items already. Okay, let's get our reward. There's a tick, so it must mean that I can get my items. I have to thank you again for all you've done, miss. You've helped steer us back to the road we ought to have been walking in the first place. Speaking of which, that reporter from Harbour Herald sends her thanks as well. I've promised her a full interview at her earliest convenience. Meanwhile, I've more younglings to delight with that enchanting melody. Mark me words, I'll have the whole bloody realm smiling afore this festival's done. Yay! We can get our stuff! Finally! I leveled up too. Awesome. Let's put this stuff on and see what it looks like. There's my antlers. Oh, it's even got a little red nose. That's cute. Some little reindeer hooves and some gloves. Yay! She looks really nice. Thank you again for the person who gave me the item. I probably would never have got the items without you. So thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm not even going to try it, but thank you very much. So that is the end of this video. It was kind of long actually. There was a lot of cutscenes. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and I hope I see you next time.
Didn't even get to cross.